Hey guys, Gene here from the BSP Wrestling Show, here to bring you guys my WWE NXT Takeover Chicago review and results. Holy crap, did we just get an amazing takeover. This was freaking phenomenal from top to bottom. The whole card delivered in a big way. And we even got a match of the year candidate tonight, and we got something at the end that freaking blew my mind, something I did not expect to happen. Oh my goodness, let's get into it. First match we had was Eric Young versus Roderick Strong. Now, Roderick Strong has been fighting with Sanity since Ty Dillinger was still in NXT. And, Sanity has gone to the lengths of even including his family, his son, his newborn son, into their whole thing. And now he's out for blood. So, Eric Young came out first, and then Roderick Strong came out. Except he came through the crowd because Eric Young has Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf at his side. So Roderick Strong went after them immediately, attacked them from behind so he could have a one-on-one with Eric Young. And they didn't see it coming. He had the advantage in the match for a majority of the time and, was taking out his anger and frustration on Eric Young. And then, of course, Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf, they didn't stay down for too long, and they finally got involved. And it turned the tides of the match immediately. An attack on the outside while the ref was distracted gave Young the advantage. Roger kept fighting and was motivated, like I said, by the fact that, they mentioned his family and everything. He took over the match again, and they were fighting on the top rope. This time for a second time. They did it earlier in the match. And he kneed Eric Young in the face, and he fell on top of Wolf and Dane. And then when Young got back into the ring, Roderick hit his finisher. I don't know what it's called. It was like a suplex or release suplex into like a backbreaker or something. It looked nasty. And he was able to pick up the win, and he got one up on Sanity, which doesn't happen too often. And I'm actually surprised he picked up the win. I actually picked Eric Young to win this match because I thought, Sanity being on the outside of the ring would do him in, but he wanted up being able to pick up the win, and hey, it was a good match, and I'm happy for him. This gives him some momentum going forward, some more credibility, and he was able to get one up on them, which, like I said, doesn't happen a lot because most of the time they use their double team, triple team, sometimes quadruple team when Nikki Cross is involved too to get their wins. So it was good to see somebody get one up on them for once. But that was a good match. Next match we got is the freaking match of the year candidate, in my opinion. Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne for the United Kingdom Championship. Not only was this match already good on paper, but we get Jim Ross, who comes out to commentate this match with Nigel McGuinness, and it was just freaking incredible. I didn't even know he was going to be there. It was incredible seeing good old JR. It's always good to see him, especially when he's about to commentate a match, because you're going to get great commentary skills from him, and the chemistry that he and Nigel McGuinness had during this match, freaking excellent, and I think that helped even more than, the actual wrestling. These two freaking guys, oh my god, did they put on a freaking show. They stole the show, actually. The Bruiserweight, as he calls himself, Pete Dunne, he lives up to that freaking name, man. Tyler Bate, more of the faster, high-flying type of wrestler. While Pete Dunne uses his strength, he's more of a bigger guy. Even though he can move around the ring freely, to overpower his opponents. These two have freaking something special, and they got something in common too, which is their freaking technique. Both of these guys are very skilled inside the ring and out. Man, it was just a freaking incredible match. The story they told, oh my god, man. It was just like, you get goosebumps because you don't expect to see something like this. I mean, you expect it, but they just went above and beyond and made it even more special than what it already was. Freaking incredible. Dunne used his in-ring skills to his advantage and his power. He did his one suplex from the outside of the ring to suplex Tyler Bate back onto the apron, and it freaking looked like it hurt. And the edge of the ring, JR said it best, the edge of the ring is going to hurt no matter what country you're in. So that definitely was a move that hurt, and the crowd went crazy for that. They were kind of back and forth on who they wanted to cheer for. They were cheering for both of them. They were kind of mixed reactions. And I remember somebody, I think it was Cena, said it. You know, if the crowd is chanting for one guy and then the other, then that means you're doing something right. They were chanting for Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. It didn't really matter who was the heel, who was the face, even though you could clearly know who was. These two guys just put on a freaking incredible show, and the crowd was freaking going crazy, man. This crowd, they were in Chicago. Chicago's one of the best WWE crowds ever. But oh my God, CM Punk wasn't relevant during this match. It was just, they just enjoyed pure wrestling. They enjoyed a great match. And oh my God, I just can't say enough, because these guys just went out there and just freaking killed it and blew the roof off the place. But yeah, getting back to the match, Tyler Bate went for this running moonsault, got caught in a triangle hold, and he winded up locking his arms and lifting the heavier Dunne out of it and powerbombed him. And then he lifted him up for this freaking airplane spin that was reminiscent of Cesaro's swing. He went for a good 10-15 seconds, and he was freaking dizzy after that. But he was able to pin him and only got the 2 count. And then he went for this springboard dive from the corner, got caught with this freaking forearm that Pete Dunne throws. Freaking incredible. That shit looked like it hurt. And you could hear the sound of it. It just, oh my goodness. He just floored him with it. And then he went for a maneuver that I guess looked like his finishing move, which I guess is called the X-Splat. I think that's what they said. But he changed it in midair to a different move, and he only got a 2 count out of it. As they were both getting up, they just started throwing hands at each other until they stood up, threw more strikes at each other's head. Like, they were not holding any punches back. They were just going at it. Bate bounced off of the ropes after getting thrown into him and hit a freaking clothesline. Only got a 2 count. Like I said, the crowd was losing it at this point. Another series of reversals led to a pump handle flatliner that was countered into this DDT that was sold perfectly. And like I said, crowd still going crazy. They were just losing it. They were ready to just jump out of their seats and just go off. Like, oh my God. And then after that, Pete Dunne went to the outside of the ring. Tyler Bate hit a moonsault to the outside. And then he hit him with a corkscrew 450 in the ring, and somehow Pete Dunne survived it. I'm just going crazy. Like, where's this match going? Who's going to freaking win? They were throwing their best moves at each other, and neither one of them could actually win the match off of them. But then Bate soared over the top rope and missed, and then Pete Dunne hit his finisher on him, the X-Splat. I think that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. And picked up the win to become the new United Kingdom champion. Match of the freaking night. Match of the freaking year candidate. Holy crap. This definitely topped their match at the UK Classic. Oh my God. This match, whoo, oh my God. I can't stop talking about this match. I could go on all night talking about it. The story, the psychology. This is what you want in a wrestling match. It wasn't even about all the high-flying moves. Just the story that they told was just freaking amazing. And we have a new United Kingdom champion, and he's the bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. Great match. Next match we got Asuka versus Nikki Cross versus Ruby Riot, a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. Asuka started off dominant as usual, and it seemed neither Nikki Cross or Ruby Riot could stop her. She was just stopping all their offense and using her strength to her advantage. She did get a little cocky, and they started to double team her a little bit, and it seemed like Nikki Cross did majority of the damage to Asuka, but still wasn't enough to put her away. At one point, Asuka tried sliding out of the ring, and Nikki Cross pulled the apron out so that she could trap her and go on the attack. It was a pretty smart move, to be honest, because it's hard to stop Asuka, and that was one way that she was able to do so. Then after that, she dragged her back into the ring, hit a twisting DDT while she had Asuka, planted on the top rope. Ruby Riot was able to stop that pinfall. Then they went at it, back and forth, while Asuka was recovering. Asuka broke up the pinfall with that Ruby Riot had on Nikki Cross with like a running knee to the face. And this was after Ruby Riot hit like a like a Pele kick to Nikki Cross and probably could have got the win. Asuka came in, running knee to the face, and laid on top of both of them. And the match ended abruptly. I didn't know it was going to end off of that, but it ended, and Asuka retained her NXT Women's Championship, to no surprise by me, of course. And I said she was going to retain it, but holy crap. Who's going to stop Asuka? I don't know. I don't even know if Ember Moon at this point would be able to stop her when she comes back. Of course, she's going to be out for blood because Asuka, injured her or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be hard to stop Asuka. Asuka is nobody to play around with and nobody to be messing with. And she retained her title, and she's going to be champion for a very, very long time. Next match we got, which surprised me because I thought this was going to be the main event, but it wasn't. Bobby Roode versus Hideo Itami for the NXT Championship. Hideo's big opportunity, and he's going against the glorious one in Bobby Roode, who's been impressive as NXT champion. He tried as usual to do his whole showboating thing and, try to get the crowd to chant glorious for him, but it didn't work on Hideo, who was obviously very focused. A lot of damage done, to both of these guys was just out of pure disrespect. They had no respect for each other at all. Also, with it, being Itami's chance to finally become NXT champion, the story of him hitting the GTS also came into play because they were in Chicago, CM Punk's hometown. Didn't hear a lot of CM Punk chants either. I don't know if that's a credit to NXT, putting on a great show. They just forgot to do it, or I just clearly didn't hear it. I don't know if you guys heard any. Let me know if you did. Roode during the match hurt his shoulder, so he couldn't effectively hit his glorious DDT. They went for that story, but after a while, on the outside of the ring, after Hideo threw him into the steel steps, he tried to hit a running drop kick, and Roode moved out of the way, and Hideo hurt his ankle. So not only could Bobby Roode not hit his glorious DDT, but Itami couldn't hit the GTS because of his ankle. So one of them was going to have to persevere and get through the pain and able to nail their finishing move and get the win. Roode hit a less than effective glorious DDT and only got a 2 count after that. Hideo came right back, hit the GTS. Crowd lost their shit because they've been waiting for that for the longest because, like I said, CM Punk, that was his finishing move. But instead of getting the pin, Bobby Roode either just smartly rolled out of the ring or he just fell out of the ring after taking the move. Like, he just couldn't control it or he did it on purpose. But Hideo tried to get him back in and pin him, but he only got the 2 count. And this protected his finisher because how long it took him to get the cover on him after he hit the finisher. So I like how they did that. It wasn't just like he hit the GTS and then, that was it. He kicked out. No, he rolled out of the ring. He had to get him back, put him back in the ring, and get the count. This took up enough time for Bobby Roode to come to and be able to kick out of the 3 count. I like how they did that there. And then after Hideo got him up, he hit him with like a few overhand slaps and exposed his knee. And he went for the GTS one more time. This time, he was going to end the match with it. But Bobby Roode countered out of it and hit a glorious DDT, rolled up, hit another one. Clearly, his shoulder was in pain because he sold the fact that his shoulder was hurting. It wasn't just like he hit him and that was it. He sold the fact that he had a shoulder injury, but he still was able to do that, and he pinned him and picked up the win. He had to hit him twice because just one wasn't going to do it. So he knew he had to hit him with 2 of them. And so he wins the match and retains his NXT Championship. And after this, I thought we were done because I didn't know if, like I said during my predictions, I didn't know if Ciampa was going to be able to be in this match because he had an ankle injury. So I wasn't sure if they were still going to do the ladder match, but that turned out to be the main event. Authors of Pain versus DIY in the ladder match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This was probably the second best match of the night, and if it wasn't for the UK Championship, this would have been the match of the night. It was a ladder match, so you can expect a ton of carnage, a ton of ladder usage and everything. Mostly, it was more about the spots in this match than the wrestling, but that's what you get in most stipulation matches. It's more about the stipulation. It was funny to me that Authors of Pain had to, one of them had to hold the ladder down while they were climbing up so the ladder wouldn't tilt over because they're freaking huge guys. So they had to do that in order for the ladder to not move or shake while they were trying to climb up. Gargano and Ciampa were doing whatever it took to keep them down. They came out hot into this match after an incredible reaction on their entrance. Desperate times called for desperate measures as Authors of Pain set up their own demise on the outside. They set up two long ladders that stretch from the ring to the barricade on the entrance ramp side. Normally they do it on the hard camera side, but this time they did it on the side where the entrance ramp was. And they tried to suplex DIY into them, but they were able to save each other from that happening. And they knocked Authors of Pain onto the ladders, and they were just set up for it. And then there was this big ladder that was at the entrance ramp during all of their entrances that had been brought up to right at where the ladders and stuff were set up. So then Gargano and Ciampa climbed either side of them on both sides, and they freaking jumped off onto both Authors of Pain and cracked them ladders in half, and they went through them. It was freaking incredible. Crowd was losing their stuff. The crowd was just hot tonight for everything, man. And yeah, they freaking destroyed the ladders. And after that, I think they got back into the ring or whatever. Gargano was left all alone. Authors of Pain got in there, and Ciampa, there was like two ladders on each side. They started climbing up and everything. They got Authors of Pain off of the ladders and out of the ring, and Gargano was left on one of the ladders, so he was climbing up. Crowd was going crazy because they thought it was over. They thought that they were gonna win. They were gonna become new NXT Tag Team Champions. But then Paul Ellering takes it upon himself to get inside the ring and gets Gargano off of the ladder and knocks the ladder down like he was actually doing something. Gargano looked at the crowd and was like, well, super kicked Paul Ellering down, and he was out. He was out for a minute. He was a little discombobulated. But it did save the match for Authors of Pain. Commentary did a good job putting over the fact that without Ellering, Authors of Pain would be on their own. And they don't really do good on their own without, him instructing them what to do. But he wasn't out for too long. And then Authors of Pain did this spot where they were going to hit Ciampa with the ladder. And they just both had one ladder, and they were just going to crack him in the face with it. But Gargano moved him out of the way. And then as they were climbing for the titles, Ciampa sacrificed himself and took the one that climbed the ladder, got up behind him, and suplexed him off of it into a ladder that was set up in the corner of the ring. And that boy snapped. It snapped completely in two like I've never seen a ladder snap before. Like, you could see the pieces. The pieces were separated. Normally, if they break a ladder, it's just, cracked in the middle or whatever. You could see it's broke. But no, this one snapped in half, and you could just literally see the two pieces separated from the ladder. And another incredible spot. They got the crowd going crazy and everything. And at this point, I'm thinking maybe DIY is actually going to win these titles. And the stipulation helps in their favor because, if Authors of Pain are going to lose, at least it's a stipulation match. But that didn't seem to be the case. One of the Authors of Pain tried to use the ladder as like a helicopter thing. They put it around their head and try to spin. But they were able to hit the double super kick on him, so he was out too. And then they both climbed a ladder, and, they got their hands on the titles once again. Crowd's going crazy. But instead, the Authors of Pain got them up, knocked the ladder down, so they're dangling. They grab them, hit the super collider on them, and that was all she wrote. They was able to climb the ladder after that, grab their titles, and win the match to retain their NXT Tag Team Championships. But what a freaking match. Very physical, very grueling. Authors of Pain left. After that, you could just see, DIY once again, as they normally do, console each other. The crowd's giving them a huge round of applause. The adulation of the crowd, of course, they're just feeding into it a little bit. Looking disappointed as usual. They got out of the ring, walked up the ramp, took one last look back at the crowd again as they went to leave. Gargano freaking got destroyed by Tommaso Ciampa when he turned on him and threw him into the video board and just started kicking his ass. And I'm like, whoa. Wait a freaking minute. I did not see that coming. I didn't predict that or anything. Threw him into the video board, hit a running knee to the face, and then, they were near the announce tables, and there was a little platform there. It looked like he was going to walk away. but he exposed his knee and ran at him again, hit another running knee to the face, sat there for a minute, the crowd booed him and just gave him all types of chants about how much they hated him and all this other stuff. He sat there for a minute, got him back up. By this time, the commentary team left, so he threw him onto the announce table and then got him up, and there was like 3 tables set up near the bottom part of it, but like I said, the announce table was elevated, and then they were on top of that, so he just freaking dropped him, and, you know, he followed through with it. He fell with him. He dropped him onto these 2 or 3 tables that were set up at the freaking bottom, and that was it. Gargano was done. Not only did he go through a ladder match, but he had to go through an attack that he was not expecting after the match by his supposed best friend, Tommaso Ciampa. And now it seems like we're going to get the rivalry between Ciampa and Gargano. At least that's what they're pretty much showing that they're going to do. And that's going to be great, because if you guys seen them at the Cruiserweight Classic, they tore the freaking house down in the match that they had. So I can't wait to see these guys go at it. And they say best friends hit harder than, you know, just regular friends. So these guys are like brothers. So I know this rivalry is going to be freaking great. It's going to help NXT. They need another, you know, singles rivalry. They're going to have to elevate another tag team now, but that's okay. DIY, short-lived. They won the tag team championships. They had their moment. But now it's time for them to go at each other. Oh, man, I can't wait for that. I wasn't expecting it, but now I can't wait for it. And it will just be incredible. This show was incredible. Dang near perfect show. I mean, sheesh, Triple H, what are you doing, man? Whatever you're doing down at NXT, man, just keep doing it, because you guys are just knocking these takeover specials out of the park. I haven't seen a bad takeover special yet, but I just don't think that they can top the last takeover that they do, and they just continue to do so. Every single time. They're just continuing to raise the bar, and that's what they did tonight. Incredible show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, man, like I did. I just freaking enjoyed every second of it. Let me know down in the comments, what was your favorite match, and did you think that UK Championship match was match of the year? Because I definitely think it is a match of the year candidate, at least. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the takeover special. Slap a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys are new. I will be doing a predictions video in the morning for Backlash, so look out for that. And then of course I'll be doing a Backlash review on my channel, and then I'll be going over to Daniel Guys' channel, and I'll be doing a review with him, so be on the lookout for that. I'll tell you guys all of that through Twitter, so just follow me there to hear all the updates and whatever. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's a very busy day. We got Backlash and you know, a few reviews to do, but I'm hyped for it. Hopefully Smackdown Live, you guys got a lot ahead of you. You got a freaking show to put on. You guys got to outdo NXT, because they're winning the weekend, hands down. You guys got to do something special if you guys want to take that whole weekend and just, oh my God, what a freaking takeover. I'll talk to you guys later on, man. Peace.